Hello everybody, welcome to Teddy's Reviews. Thanks for joining me. Last Friday, I had a birthday and the nice people at work got me a couple of gifts. One I have left in the house, which I'll put on the wall. It's just a bottle opener, it's a really nice bottle opener. And I bought me this, 6 bottles of Delirium Tremens, which somebody asked me if I'd ever reviewed them before. When I had a look, it was over 2 years ago. And it just got me thinking that beers that I've reviewed a long time ago, have they changed at all? My tastes have changed, so have the way I would score them changed? So I just thought I'd set up these Throwback Thursdays. So on a Thursdays, I'd go back into the archives, see what beers I reviewed when I first started, and start reviewing them again. See if they've changed. If they've changed, who knows? We shall find out. We shall go on this little journey together, shan't we? So let's crack one of these fellas open. So it is a strong Belgian ale. It's basically a blonde or a triple type blonde, coming at 8.5% ABV, which it was all those years ago when I first reviewed it. Let's get into a glass. Let's see what we've got. Still as live as it, and I've not had this one since that review. That was the last time I'd actually had this particular beer. There's other versions of it which I've had since, but no, not since. And do you know what? I probably poured that exactly the same way when I first reviewed it. First time I've ever noticed it, I noticed a pink elephant. I love the bottles on these. I think I said it last time, but first time I've noticed, unless it's new, I can't remember, is there's down here in the corners, there's a little dragon and a crocodile too. And they look slightly merry as well. So, never noticed that before. I like the bottles for these. These look like fun bottles. They look like a fun beer to have. And I think these beers are a good entry point if you've had something like a Leffy or something like that and you want to try something perhaps a little bit stronger. Then I think they're a good beer to, like a good little entry point into this style. They're in lots of shops. They're not particularly expensive. For what I remember, it tastes really good. So beer in a glass. There you go. It has poured slightly hazy. It has got that blonde colour with a good bubbly white head. Plenty of carbonation happening in that glass. Looks good. Let's get a little snifter, shall we? Yeah, it's malty. A bit of light fruit coming through. Getting a little bit of orange in there. It's airy on the side of having a little bit of that bubblegum aroma. Not quite there, and just a little whiff, the faintest whiffs of alcohol. Smells good. Let's taste it, shall we? Cheers, everybody. Good beer, exactly as I remember it. First off, in your mouth, it is really smooth. It's a really smooth, crisp beer. It's quite light as well. A lot of particularly strong Belgian beers feel quite rich and heavy. This isn't one of them. It is quite light in the mouth, which is really nice and makes it infinitely easy drinking. There is the alcohol in there, there's no hiding that fact, and there is a little bit of warmth coming from it. So there are all the little bits around it. What about flavour? Have a little swig. Yeah, from a flavour perspective then, the sweet malts are there, the light fruits are there, It's like a little, on the aroma I picked up that orange, and a little bit of orange is coming through on the flavour. The yeast is playing with my mind a little bit. It's I'm going to say there's a little bit of bubblegum in there, a little bit of a little bit of bubblegum in there. I was thinking more fruit side, little tiny little bit banana, little tiny bit banana, but it has got a hint of bubblegum in that we got from the aroma as well. And on the back end, a really decent dry bitterness. It's a nice beer. When a lot of people know my journey on these beers. I was happy with traditional bitters, English beers, supermarket beers, you know, your Boningtons, your Tetleys, those sorts of beers. I was really happy with those, and then I found these beers. And this is one of the first ones I reviewed, and probably at the time one of the strongest ones. I couldn't believe the strength behind it. The journey's been good for me, and this isn't particularly, it's 8.5%, it's strong for a beer, but I've had stronger beers than that. I'm looking around, I'm sure I've got some around here somewhere. What's that one? Which I need to review. Oh, it's just 5.5%. Who knew? So yeah, so the strength hasn't caught me off guard. It's the strength isn't the dominant factor in this beer for me anymore. It is now about the flavours. It is really easy drinking. I find that now really easy drinking beer, and very enjoyable as well. They do a couple of different versions of this, so it's worth trying. The cherry one, the one with the red label, is nice. If you like your cherry, that is really good. Yeah, do you know what? Back in the day, 2 and a bit years ago, I scored this a 9 out of 10. I have to say, now, I'd keep that. So I think it is still a good 9 out of 10 beer. Yeah, 9 out of 10 for Andy's Beer Reviews, even after all this time. Thank you for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Comment, like, subscribe, all the usual stuff, but more important than that, whatever you're drinking, please enjoy it. End of the first Throwback Thursday. Let me know if you liked it. Until next review. Cheers, everybody.